So this is where I think it can be beneficial.
I agree. It's pretty cool. It's a good example.
I tried.
Put it in terms we could all understand. Liquor.
I jumped. Of course, we all know. And I will say, I know from my past, the jobs I've had, a lot of people who own bar type establishments, they just ooze money. They ooze money at the wazoo.
Yeah.
Probably because people stealing, but you know. Yeah, this next link I actually got from Chatter on Linux Basics, and I had to let people know because people who like video tend to come out to Linux for the rest of us live because it's video. FOSDEM, which I thought it would be FOSSDEM, but it's not. It's FOSDEM.
Okay.
So I have no idea what they're talking about. But it's video.fosdem.org/2011.
2012 or 2011? Because I got 2012 here.
12.
Okay.
And if you go up one directory, they do have 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
What are in these folders?
These folders they're all in WebM format, first off. They're videos from the conference. And these videos are, when I look at this, less than 7 days old.
Damn.
So these people don't play around.
Wow. There's
When
so many of them.
post something, they post it.
Okay. Have you checked any out?
I did look at 2 of them, and I gotta say, there's a bunch more I want to look at. They really do cover a broad gambit of information from ButterFS, which is the new file system that's going to become more popular in Linux, where you can take snapshots of the file system. You know how Windows has shadow copies?
Yes.
Well, if shadow copy is a Pinto, ButterFS is a Lamborghini. Okay.
What could be so Lamborghini-esque about shadow copies? Or
well, okay, there. Hold on. For shadow copies to work, you have to basically be able to log into the system or connect to the system remotely. It has to be up and running. Granted, I love in Windows, you can just right-click properties, previous versions. There you go, and roll back.
Right.
But ButterFS, you can do snapshots, which means your system can be completely unbootable. Completely unbootable. As long as you get that first screen of the boot menu asking you what you want to boot to, you can do a rollback of your entire operating system or selected files based on date ranges. So if you know it booted fine 2 days ago, ain't boot fine today, you can pick a couple of those folders and say roll back 2 days.
Like a system restore.
Like a system restore, only
Lamborghini.
like, yes, thank you. I could just take a double D for some reason. But yes, because with system restore, it initially only did the registry, which is actually 5 files or something. Starting in Windows Vista, which a lot of people don't realize, the system restore actually does do some files.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't because it didn't break anything. It seemed like it worked. So with ButterFS, you can literally roll back the entire planet.
I see.
You know what I mean? And that's just one video. But the other one I really wanted to watch was Debian packaging for beginners, which is just a brief explanation in layman's terms of how you can take a piece of software that you're creating and package it for Debian-based systems.
Huh.
Which by far is the popular thing.
Awesome.
And there was a couple more videos I saw in here that I don't see right now, but there's more there.
Yeah, there's a ton of content.
Yeah, I utterly encourage people, just go browse. Open source game development.
Ooh. Maybe you will start your own company.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did see on my Reddit feed, it's a Kickstarter project. This is not going to be in the notes, people. Paul, don't worry about it, which I'm going to mention Paul too. There's a game on Kickstarter. It's a game that teaches you how to develop games.
So it's basically like educating you in a fun way.
It's the only thing I can guess. It's like a role-playing game where you have to type code, create interfaces, and
Make games.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man.
If it works, it's ultra.
Because you got all the elements in there of like wanting to do something. You have like motivation, you know.
Right. You have goals,
competition. Really cool idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it could go really far.
I gotta check that out.
Okay. Before we go any farther, Steve,
Paul?
I have no problem pulling my shirt up and taking a whipping with the cane stick or whatever, because I was beyond completely wrong.
So was
more
I.
than a couple times.
Yes. And what are you referring to specifically? Because I was wrong too.
I know, but I'll take the blame. I encourage you to be wrong, Steve. About show notes. What I will tell people is who have said, you know, I can't find the show notes, this about the show notes episodes. I don't know where you're looking. Okay. Paul has went back to episode 1 and documented everything. All you got to do, podnutz.com/Linux for the rest of us. On the right-hand side is a listing of shows. With the very bottom, you can go back in time and you can go back all the way to episode 1, click that, and there is complete show notes.
Yeah, this there is. Yeah, I was wrong about that too. We both said, yeah, we don't have them all.
Well, honestly, my excuse is they're coming out of my mouth. I don't have a reason to go back and look.
And I just simply don't have an excuse. So.
I didn't want to say that.
I knew you were thinking it.
I know. But Paul, I can't say it enough. I owe you big time, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Paul hooks us up huge on this show. So if you are reading the notes, thank Paul.
Yes, and Paul is very patient when it comes to my sporadic ignorance about this kind of thing.
All right.
Okay. I digress. Thank you, Paul. Next is just a super quick link I want to mention. I have no interest at all in this. I like legally being able to use a computer. I'm saying.
Okay.
This is a listing of 10 pen drive Linux pen testing Linux distros you should try. Now,
what does that mean, pen testing?
Pen testing means penetration testing, which basically means you're going to test the integrity of your firewall. You're going to test the integrity of different hardware, different software on your own network. For instance, every time we put up...
Hang on, Door. Somebody must have heard you say pen testing, and now Skype is putting on the filter on your mouth. All right, I stopped the recording for a sec. Are you there?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, let's continue. If it happens again, I'll just kill video, all right?
Okay.
Ready, go.
Yep. Because like every time we put up a new web project at my 9 to 5, it has to be pen tested, where they basically just have an automated set of routines that go through and bang it on every port, every page, it does things that really it's hard to imagine, but of course it can't be perfect. But it's a good start on trying to figure out if something is safe to use or not. I actually encourage people to look at these kind of things and see how you can harden your own network versus either, you know, your 15-year-old son getting a little finicky, or the neighbor that you really can't stand, you know, coming into your network.
All right. 10 pen testing Linux distros you should try.
Yeah, and I'll say I have honestly no idea how to use these things. I know how I am. I don't want to know how to use these things. I like not being charged with the crime of, you know, going into Starbucks and having too much fun and making everybody go crazy. So I encourage other people, if you want to do this to your own home or look at a new job possibility, this is the kind of thing, if you do learn, you can make buttloads of money, and it will almost never stop coming in because there will always be security issues.
Right.
Number one rule, don't do it at work unless you have written permission.
Good tip.
Yeah. And I'll say by far the best name, Black Ubuntu.
What is it?
Black Ubuntu.
Black Ubuntu. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it just sounds hardened.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
This next one I didn't know what to think of, and I just wanted to throw it out there. And really the only reason I'm putting it out there is because this seems to be more new user friendly than other choices I've heard of. And I know some people don't like me saying that. There are plenty of ways on Linux to publish to EPUB and other document formats. We mentioned on Android App Addicts, Calibre. You can basically type in almost any kind of text editor, push it through that tool, and it can become a PDF. It can become sets of web pages. It can become EPUB, anything like that. But I will say this tool to me looked like it was actually pretty good. It's called BookType. And what BookType looks like is an open source platform to write and publish print and digital books. Since I'm not into that at all, I have no idea if this is good or not. But the screenshots made it look like it was new user friendly.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Yeah. And if you yourself out there does this kind of print documentation, if you want to, go take a look and let us know if it's worthy.
Huh. Yeah, it's a good site.
Yeah. Yeah. Sharp looking, not cartoony.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Nice one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm totally green to that. That's like me talking about audio production, Steve.
Okay.
I just say record. Okay. This next one I did look at a little bit, and I gotta say, it's mostly accurate. It's entitled, well, it's at ostatic.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A selection of the very best open source tutorials and tools. And this is a silly list, I gotta say. Deep. The list itself is like 20 long, but each link links to anywhere from 6 to 45 step-by-steps explaining, like, for instance, how to install Rockbox on your iPod. Kevin Adair, if you're out there, Kevin, hello, Kevin. I tried. Because he wanted to know how to put Rockbox on his things, and he's our friend on TeamSpeak, Akron, something.
He has a computer repair shop in Akron.
Yes,
And he's,
a really cool guy.
and he's on Geeksters.tv.
Yes, thank you. And yeah, with that guy who I can't understand. He mumbles a lot. And I gotta say to everybody, okay, I'm gonna reference an article I just pushed to Dan Hand for the next issue of ACRBO magazine. When you have downtime, the last thing you should do is be all pouty and like, I need more business. I don't understand why I can't make more money. And then my phone should be ringing off the hook. Shut up. Seriously. You have to understand that time is not a nuisance. It isn't a bad thing. It's a gift. Now you have time to invest in yourself. Okay? Everybody needs to once in a while stop and learn something.
Yes, I agree.
Because, that downtime, trust me, when you're busy, you don't have time to do nothing. So you better enjoy it. And this is the kind of link where I highly encourage people. It's at Ostatic. And you just browse through some of these things, and you could definitely learn, for instance, how to make your own logos for your business, how to make your logo better, how to install Drupal or WordPress on your own site, and maybe offer that as a service. A whole bunch of stuff. Take